What's up, everybody? Rob here, back with another episode of Wasting Wildcards here on Multi5, and today I am playing some Mono Black Aggro. Now, Mono Black Aggro has been a deck that has kind of been... It's been around for a while. It never really broke through to Tier 1. Every once in a while, you kind of see it making its way into some top 8s and stuff like that, but it's a pretty good deck. It's got a lot of fun interactions, and it's got a lot of really sweet cards that are going to be rotating out soon, so I just really wanted to be able to play this deck one last time before we lose Knight of the Ebon Legion, Gutterbones, we're losing the Rotting Regisaurs, we're losing Spawn of Mayhems, and that's kind of the core of the deck. I mean, yeah, obviously Rankle, Murderous Rider, these cards are good, but, you know, the good stuff's leaving the format. It's a deck that you can play 4 Castle Locthwains, which is amazing. I mean, if you're playing 4 Castle Locthwains, that's just what kind of aggro deck gets to draw cards all the time? This one. That's the answer. So we're playing Demonic Embrace as kind of our spicy stuff, and if you've ever seen this card on a Rotting Regisaur, it's a 2-turn clock. Feels pretty good. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty standard. We're running like 2 Village Rites as just a way to draw some cards and, you know, get rid of a Gutterbones or something. A couple Agonizing Remorses, main decks, just because Uro is a nightmare. Eliminate because it's awesome against Planeswalkers and creatures, so definitely want to be running some of these. Call the Deathweller is a great way to get your creatures back when they die, so against like opposing aggro decks, if you're blocking a lot and killing your things, or after a sweeper or something, it's just a way to get some value once your creatures die. Murderous Rider, again, great catch-all removal spell, and also a creature. And Rankle and Spawn of Mayhem up top to do the beats. I mean, like I said, it's pretty stock, it's pretty standard, it's Mono Black Aggro, and these are kind of the cards you play. Our sideboard is, again, kind of pretty standard. We're running Duress against annoying spell-based decks, Grafdigger's Cage against things like Uro, a couple Shadowspears against aggro, more Agonizing Remorses against the super heavy Uro or Croxid decks, Noxious Grasps where that applies. We've got Midnight Reaper against sweeper decks where we want to get some value from our creatures dying, and then a couple E2 Extinction when we just need a perfectly smooth and silky removal for planeswalkers or creatures. And that's it. Let's play a couple games and see how this deck does. All right, here are I almost said game first. Game 1. Let's see. Our opponent's playing Narset Sleeves, so is this a good Narset matchup? I guess. I'm sure. Why not? So let's keep this. We've got some good early drops into some powerful 3 drops, and a green deck with Narset Sleeves? Come on. Who are you kidding? This is actually a very good hand against a green deck. Regisaur and Eliminate and Murderous Rider. Gruul? Robber the Rich? Huh? Man, I got thrown off. Well, definitely going to eliminate the Robber of the Rich. I don't want them to cast my fun stuff. They run like Spellbreakers? Okay. Just tossing out a Bone Crusher Giant like it's no big deal. That's fine. I'm going to toss out a Rotting Regisaur like that's no big deal. Let's pass the turn here. Questing Beast. Not going to block because I'm going to kill it next turn. Let's discard the Knight of Ebon Legion. This could be a good blocker in a little bit. Let's just get this out of the way. Doing it on my turn because I don't want it to block my Regisaur and kill it. Pretty straightforward reason if you ask me. So Gruul Aggro, eh? Wonder if they're running like the Terror of the Peaks package, which is a very fun package if you ask me. So let's discard the Freebooter because that seems kind of unnecessary. I'm going to offer a trade because if they want to kill both of their creatures, they can go right ahead. Oh my gosh, they're going to do it. All right, well, cool. I'm down for that because we'll just slap out this Murderous Rider. Scavenging Ooze is surprisingly great here. All right, land, I like land. So let's kill this questing beast. gain a little bit of life here, get them low. We're just going to have to pass the turn, unfortunately. Our opponent's going to be able to eat a lot of creatures right now. Like, infinite creatures. So we're going to have to draw into a removal spell pretty soon, or this Scavenging Ooze is going to get a little out of hand. So we're safe from an Embercleave right now. They don't have the mana for it. We can get him for 6, though. That's scary. So, continue to lower them. We are an aggro deck. We'll go Spawn of Mayhem, and we will go Stonecoil Serpent. Scavenging Ooze does not have Trample, luckily. They're going to keep being able to eat and make that thing huge. But we can chump block with our Stonecoil Serpent. They can attack with either if they want, that's fine. Just going to block here. We're going to be able to attack for a good chunk next turn, but we really need to draw an Eliminate, like specifically an Eliminate. Or we can just win. They're going to be able to gain 3 life, go to 10, and we're going to be able to do exactly 10. Whew, baby. Ooh, baby. That was a draw. Not Eliminate, but you know what? Some may say even better. Gets the job done a few turns quicker. Okay, so against aggro, definitely want to kill green creatures. Definitely don't want Agonizing Remorse. Maybe a Shadowspear. I don't want to go crazy on the Shadowspears, but maybe we bring 2 in. Let's see what we got here. Maybe we don't need to call the Death Roller. Let's try this. E2 Extinction would be good too, but you know, it's a lot of mana. If we see them play something like an Elder Gargaroth or something that we can't handle with like Eliminate or something easier, maybe we'll bring in the E2 Extinctions, or especially if they bring in some kind of, you know, like Vivians or Chandras and they try to take like a more mid-rangey Planeswalker approach. That's another situation where we'd want to bring that. But if they're just really trying to go hardcore Gruul aggro, I think this is probably a decent build for that. You know, honestly, if we can get a Regisaur with a Demonic Embrace on it early, that's the dream. This is actually okay. We've got decent little guys here, and we've got a Village Rites if we need to draw some cards quick. So I've been playing so much Historic lately. I see a Forest, I'm like, oh, they're going to have an Elf. Luckily, not in this format. Okay, early Scoos. That's annoying, but you know what? I'll offer a trade. Play a Knight of the Ebon Legion here. And I'll end the turn. Hold up Village Rites in case I need to draw something. Anax is just a 2-something. Alright. No blocks. Alright, so I'm going to attack with the Knight of the Ebon Legion here. And pass the turn. Got a Noxious Grasp here to kill the Scavenging Ooze. Or a Questing Beast. Which, in this situation, is going to be more important. Anax is actually pretty good in these, like, kind of big monster builds. So I'm going to block here, and then I'm going to Village Rites. Just because we're going to need to draw into some more removal to have a shot of this. And that was a pretty good little draw there. So I'm going to attack here again. If they wanted to trade a bunch of stuff, they didn't want to. So I'm going to play Spawn of Mayhem. And pass the turn. Scavenging Ooze has, what, 1, 2 things to eat? Alright, well, 2 can play at that game. If we're fighting with 5/5s, I'll slap down a 5/5. So the problem now is that trading results in a lot of satyrs. So we're going to do this. We're going to bring Gutterbones back. Then we're going to kill Gutterbones. We can Noxious Grasp the Skoos. I think maybe we do that now just because I don't want to start eating stuff. They get 1 satyr, sure. I can't attack in there because that thing's got reach. Got a Pill Collector, Fervent Champion. But hey, you know what? We're chipping away every turn, and we're about to start chipping away a lot more. Can bring our Gutterbones back, keep it safe from opposing Skoozes. No attacks. So we can get shocked to the face every turn. So they're attacking with the Questing Beast. No blocks. We will shock them. I want to do as little damage to myself as possible, so I'm going to draw a card here. Another Knight of the Ebon Legion. And no attacks. So I think we trade here. So we got to look out for an Embercleave. So we attack with everything. They need to block the Spawn of Mayhems, or at least they have to block one of them. They're going to get so many satyrs. This doesn't give it lifelink, does it? No, I may have played this wrong. They're going to get so many satyrs. You know, it might be a spicy sideboard thing. Just like a one-of Massacre Worm. So many stupid triggers. So many stupid triggers. Well, I guess a 5/5's not the worst thing. I think we're just dead. They have 11 tokens. Oh yeah, we are very, very dead. Okay. Okay. So Anax is the problem child. Anax. I think maybe we just bring in more removal so we have all of it. Flyers seem good. Let's get rid of the freebooters. Freebooters is really good against, like, exactly Embercleave in this matchup, but I don't think in many other spots. Anax in a big deck like that's pretty spicy. Gotta say, I'm a fan, and I'm a fan of this hand too. We can Shadowspear up a Spawn of Mayhem. They're gonna have a tough time. I'm gonna start with Gutterbones. Turn 2, we can go like Knight into Shadowspear. Hopefully we draw into a land in that time. So we can play a Spawn on turn 3. That'd be a great time. Turn 4, maybe get in for 5 lifelink. There's so many great options. And we're into land, so we're going to attack here, offer the trade. They don't want to take it. That's fine. So they're running like Gem Razor or something. That could be annoying because they'll be able to kill our stuff here, but no blocks. So we can equip here now and just get in for a little bit of damage. You know what? I'm just going to attack it for both. They're not going to take it. Nice. Didn't want to use my mana for the Knight of Ebon Legion, but I could have. They don't know that. They got a Gem Razor? Ooh, smart. I like it. A nice. A good thing. We played 2 of those. And they didn't attack? All right. Oh my. Okay. That's not even nice to my opponent. I'm going to start by killing this anyway. Let's put that in the graveyard. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. But yeah, Gem Razor. Good card. Love that card. The surprise of the season, if you will. All right, we got ourselves a big reacher. So let's make our little fella even bigger. All right, we got there against Gruul Aggro, everybody. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. All right, let's see how it does against another deck. All right, everybody, here we are with game number 2. Looks like we're up against a Yorion deck. Agonizing Remorse is probably decent in this matchup, but we definitely want to beat down quick, and this is a little better at that. Not great, but better. Put a Swamp back. Hopefully we draw into something before turn 3, because that'd be pretty unfortunate. And it doesn't look like we're going to get there, so hopefully we can resolve a Rotting Regisaur and start beating down quickly. Okay, so kind of your typical either blue-white or probably more likely Esper Yorion deck. Got ourselves a blocker. Okay, so they're going the whole crazy Saga route here. Alright, so we want a Demonic Embrace. That's what we want. We'll discard the Call of the Deathwiller. I'm sure they're running sweepers, but kind of want these just as ways to get over the random 0-4 blockers our opponent might have. Dolan's Acuity. Alright, they're playing all kinds of goofy little enchantments and stuff here. Alright, so let's just bash in for as much as we can. I don't want to overcommit just because I really just don't want to walk into a sweeper. And we're going to have our opponent pretty much at lethal next turn if they have nothing anyway. I smell an Elspeth Conquers Death. I just, you know, call me old-fashioned, but that's what I'm feeling. Okay, or not. They're going to draw a couple life and draw a couple cards. Alright, that is cool with that. Cool with that. I want to keep Rankle because he has haste. Let's go down the Spawn of Mayhem, because I don't know what they're running that might be. Multicolored. And, I guess we just play Gutterbones. Pass the turn. Now, if they don't have an answer, they're dead. They have a sweeper, like Shadow to the Sky or something like that. That's also okay. We do have Rankle. We'd have to draw into a land, obviously, but I feel like we got a decent chance of doing that. Okay, a couple more life. This is very bold to my opponent. Huh. Interesting. Thinking what they could have. They could have that little thing that makes tokens, I guess. The little Heliod. Yeah. Omen of the Sun. The little Heliod. That's a name. Okay, so we'll continue just passing the turn here. Can draw a card on their end step. So they can make tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're one away from playing Yorion and bringing it in from the command zone in the same turn. I am very interested what else they have in their hand. I feel like a deck like this should have stabilized way sooner. Unless they're just very confident in their abilities to... or they're just playing main deck Yorion. That's another one. So they can gain a bunch of life. Alright, so we just need to kill the Yorion. And get a Demonic Embrace. Just those two simple things. We'll discard the Knight of the Ebon Legion. Draw a card for turn. Okay. That is the spice that I like to see. So let's do this. They basically need to block everywhere. I guess they don't have to, but... I guess putting... Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like this is probably where I want it. Have larger threats more spread out. So next turn they're going to be able to Yorion again, gain another boatload of life, but they're only going to be left with one Yorion if they choose to do so. And Elspeth Conqueror's Death would be the most annoying thing. They have so many cards, like they can do pretty much whatever they want here. Okay, so the fact that they're attacking makes me think they're going to try to Yorion again. Or just Acuity again? Or they're just drawn into all their main deck Yorions. Oh no, did they keep... Oh wait, can they double blink? If they keep one? If they can double blink, God help us all. Okay, sweet. They don't know how to stack stuff. Tight. Pretty sure if they had stack your own triggers, you could do it that way. Oh, okay, never mind. There's just a weird delay. Great. Great, great, great. So that's all going to come back on my end step. All right, well, we got a lot of big flyers. That's for sure. And you know what? They have to block because they will be dead if they don't. If my opponent has not drawn into an Elspeth Conqueror's Death, we are, like, crazy lucky. Yeah, they're just going to scry and gain, what, 8 life? So, I wish I kept track of how much life my opponent gained here. Just so you can see how much damage we actually did to them. How many cards do they have left in their deck? 49. All right. So out of 80, they made a decent little chunk there, but God, their hand is so big. That's a pretty ridiculous sight. These just 1/1s or are they lifelinkers? Sweet, they're just 1/1s. Sweeper? Okay, that's pretty spicy. That's one way to get flying blockers. This is a super cool deck. It's a pretty cool take on like the Yorion / like the blue-white enchantment control deck that was decent a couple little times ago. I don't know what I'm saying. Well, guess I'll just play this as a 1/1. If they play Dream Trawler, I can block it for days. Yeah, we just lose here. Alright, so blue-white Yorion enchantment nonsense. So we probably want to make them discard anything relevant. Destroy anything white. They have like no removal for our stuff. If they are playing Dream Trawler, this might be okay, but E2 Extinction. Eliminate's not great. Call the Death Dweller is not great. Rankle's okay because it's hasty. Murderous Rider in some situations would have been pretty good. Village Rites, maybe Gutterbones is just a little slow. Go down. Maybe 4 Agonizing Remorse is a little intense. Let's keep it at 2 for now. Go down 1 Murderous Rider. Let's try this. So I think our real deal plan here is to hope to God we can just out-aggro them. Like a nice 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's not the hand for that. That's also not the hand for that. That's a better hand for that, but definitely not. Wait, what am I doing here? I don't need multiple embraces. Do I want to just go crazy like this, or I just want to do dumb stuff? Let's do it. Let's party. Make my Knight of Ebon Legion huge. Alright, give me another land. That's not a land. Give me another land, please, please, God. Another land would actually be perfect, because then I could play Regisaur. Okay, interesting. Perfect. So, we're going to be able to Demonic Embrace our Rotting Regisaur. Can also bring these back. So I don't really mind discarding them. Alright, just doing a little ramping. I guess it's not really ramping, just a little land smoothing. Alright, we're gonna get into, or we're gonna do a lot of damage here. Let's do this. And then next turn we can just bring back the other one. So they need like exactly a sweeper basically. So they need like a Shatter the Sky. Because even if they just remove one of the threats, the other one will be able to win. So let's see what they got here. Let's see what they got. Gaining a couple life within a Cohudi isn't going to do it either. I feel like if they had a sweeper, they would have snapped it off. Thinking. All right, well, let's see what they got. If they got the Heliod thing, that's also not it. Ooh, a shark. Shark is actually kind of a thing. You never see the shark coming. Just for fun, I'll activate it. Alright, so once again, they're down to needing some kind of solution. There it is. There's a sweeper. So, each player discards a card. That's kind of why I kept Rankle in this matchup. You just kind of want to be able to do something like that. Just get a little bit of advantage. Okay, Elspeth conquers death. Pretty good, pretty good. Rotting Regisaur. Okay, we're getting somewhere. One, two, three, four cards in hand. Come on, just don't have it. Just don't have it. Three cards in hand. Please, please, please. Okay. Scrying. They have two cards in hand. Okay. I'm trying to think if they have anything that could get them out of this. Okay. That literally... Oh my god. That literally... The stupid combination of this thing's ability, because it's casting from your graveyard, it's not just an ability. Oh god, I can't believe it. It actually gained them just enough life. You know what? My opponent's working for it. You got to give him that. They can bring back Charming Prince here. Do some kinds of shenanigans. Alright, well, that's ominous. Just name an Elspeth Conquers Death. Yep. One card in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can bounce here. Luckily, it's just these two cards, so they're going to be able to... Well, I guess they could bounce, bounce, bounce. That would gain them a bunch of life and scry them a whole bunch. Yeah, so they're going to be able to scry, draw... Flicker. Okay, or they just want to gain life. Yeah, because it is their end step, so if they flickered Yorion, they would not have a flying blocker, which is something that they want. Village Rites is pretty good, but I kind of want to force my opponent into... Again, we got the 2-turn clock here, but they're going to do all kinds of stupid shenanigans, so... So, Elspeth Conqueror's Death would get rid of the Rotting Regisaur, but it would not get rid of the other one. Okay, so they're attacking there, so they've got either a Sweeper or another Yorion. Yep. Oh boy, this is pretty silly. So there's going to Yorion again next turn. Scry a million more. Yep, and then gain a bunch more life. I think we missed our window there. A deck that can gain essentially infinite life is good against an aggro deck. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Well, you know what? We'll play it out. We'll see what happens. Not sure what we could actually draw into, though. It's actually kind of the best card to get. So we can just keep playing Gutterbones over and over again. Yeah, they're just going to play that Heliod thing probably, gain a couple life. Because they get Shark Typhoon for a lot here, too. Yeah, alright. They got us. They got us. Turns out, mono life gain. Pretty good against aggro. Pretty good. Alright, well, that was a couple games with my mono black aggro deck. We pretty easily handled the Gruul aggro deck, just being able to remove their threats and then just fly over the top of theirs. We lost a game to them, but that was just because they had a very, very, very big board, and that was very difficult for us to deal with. And that second game against that blue-white Yorion deck, I mean, they must have gained close to 50 life in those two games. I mean, that was crazy. We were doing so much damage. But that's the deck. I think there's definitely something to it. If I had to, do some tweaks, I think the Agonizing Remorses in the main deck are a little I think those probably just belong in the sideboard. We didn't even encounter any Uros, and it never really felt that great in any of our matchups. I think maybe like one or two others kind of catch-all removal spells would be nice. Maybe a couple, like one more Murderous Rider. We go down some Call of the Death Dwellers. There's definitely a little bit of tweaking here. Maybe there's some other stuff you want to throw in here just for grindy matchups. But I still think there's something to this deck. Maybe I'll have to delve back a little further, go into Historic and see what it does there. I know Pioneer Mono Black Aggro has been a mainstay since the very beginning. But I think there's just, these cards are so good. And so there's definitely something here. And who knows? Maybe there's a build that can break through the meta, but hey, you know what? We tried. Thank you guys for watching.